Recently, I was talking to a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, who has expressed to me that he has been wanting to start a meditation practice for a number of years, but simply doesn't know where to begin. And he came to me because this is what I do. So I was glad to share my advice with him, and I thought that might be a good idea for a video because some of you might be in the same position as he. So I'm just going to tell you what I would suggest. The first thing I would suggest is to just start. And I mean that in the most straightforward way possible. Just start. There's no failure in meditation. The people that meditate versus the people who don't meditate, what separates us is simply that we do. So the doing of the meditation, that's it. The practice, that's it. There's no mystique or secret to people who are meditating or not meditating. It's simply that they're doing the act and they were consistently doing it and practicing it. Meditation is such a fluid and dynamic and unpredictable experience because as humans, that's what we are, right? Yes. So it can stand to reason that each day, and I'm speaking from my experience, my meditation practice varies wildly from day to day. That's part of the joy in it, and that's part of the growth and learning and the cultivating of that deep interconnection with oneself is learning more about yourself while doing the same practice each and every day. So that although our position and our intention might remain the same, that, okay, this morning I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes, for instance, and we set out to do that each morning, that is not to say that each morning, of course, we are going to have the same exact experience. Absolutely not. And that's part of the meditation practice. And so meditation is an ever-changing, varied activity. And there's no goal. I don't ever have an end goal of my meditation practice to reach some particular sensation or transcend my body in some way, shape, or form. Rather, the objective of my meditation practice is simply to connect to myself and be fully aware of myself in the present moment and be of no mind and in the now, without resistance, judgment, or any kind of obstacle in my mind. And therein lies the challenge, of course, because, again, as humans, the thoughts start to invade the psyche and it interrupts, as it were, the meditation. And so I come back to my breath, and that is the practice. So there's no secret to meditation. And I understand why people become or people feel rather intimidated by even the thought of it. My friend, for instance, was saying, I really want to reap the benefits of meditation. However, I'm just not the meditation type. And I corrected him, and you are, though, because you're human. And that is to say that the capacity lies in each and every one of us. There is no such thing as, like I said, failure in meditation. Absolutely not. As long as you're practicing, that's success. That's meditation. My second tip would be to let go of any preconceived notions. This ties into what I just spoke about, but people understandably have preconceived notions about meditation, of what it is and what it isn't, what it quote unquote should or shouldn't be. But again, there is no such thing as should or shouldn't. Try your best. I know it's difficult, at least for me, it's difficult to do this, but try your best not to intellectualize this, too much, because in doing that, it creates a barrier, an obstacle to actually doing the act, because it becomes an overwhelming, daunting task rather than a practice of ease and self-care. And it's not meant to be a daunting chore. Meditation is meant to relieve stress and to connect with the body, and to situate yourself in that no mind observational presence that I spoke of earlier. And there's no such thing as what meditation or spiritual practice is supposed to look like. I think that alone tends to turn people off, even people who desire to adopt a meditation practice or a habit. So I would suggest shifting your perspective. If you think of yourself as not being a spiritually minded person or the meditation type, like my friend expressed, let that go. Let that go as much as possible and explore and see. And you will find out, you will be pleasantly surprised, I promise, that in fact you are the meditation type. We all are, actually. And my last piece of advice would be to be consistent. I give this advice in my coaching practice, my functional medicine coaching practice, as well as my meditation teaching and my yoga teaching, and in my general life advice that I give to people when they solicit it from me. I tell them consistency. So I would say set a modest, realistic goal, something that's very doable. So something I tell my clients is start with 3 minutes, because some of them, even 10 minutes is too much, and I understand. So start with 3 minutes. Everyone out of 24 hours in a day can spare 3 minutes. So I tell them to set 3 minutes on their oven timer or their kitchen timer, whatever. Set the timer, sit in stillness with the breath, and meditate for 3 minutes. And just do that for a week. And the beauty in doing that is that the goal is doable. So when a goal is doable, that means it's reachable. And once you keep reaching a goal that you've set for yourself, it becomes self-motivating because you're able to gain momentum by your own achievement of that goal, which propels you to keep going forward. And that is very important in a habit that you would like to adopt to be a permanent fixture in your life, such as what I have done with my meditation and my yoga practice. It's part of my lifestyle. So therefore, I allot a certain specific time, both morning and evening, to my meditation and my yoga, and I do it, period. And that's just part of how I live. So when you commit to something every day and you start practicing every day, what I'm trying to say is the maintenance of that habit will generate self-motivation, and therefore you will become a meditation kind of person. So the bottom line, I guess, is that the truth and reality of this whole thing is that we are human beings. Each of us has the capacity within us to do this. And those of us who meditate are simply doing the thing. That's it. That is all that it separates from people who are not meditating, and who are meditating is simply that those of us who are doing it. And you can do it too. You watching this right now, listening, I promise, start right now after you watch this video. Set your timer, 3 minutes, meditate. I challenge you. You can do it. I believe in you. Good luck.